Good evening, everyone. Thanks for your patience. My name is Mary Maslowski. I'm the chair of the Harwich Historic District and Historical Commission. We're going to call to order the meeting for Tuesday, November 26th, 6 p.m. The meeting is being held in the small hearing room at Town Hall. We'll start with a roll call.
Bob Doan.
Brendan Lowney.
Lynn Zalasak.
And Paul Jones.
Anyone intending to audio or video record the meeting is required to let the chair know. Hearing none, we will open the first hearing, which is a public hearing for HH 2024-15, James Cuff, owner, who has filed a notice of intent.
Public comment? Is that possible? Is it someone's here for public comment?
So we don't typically have a public comment on
Okay.
our agenda.
Okay.
I'm happy to do so at the end.
Okay.
And these are public hearings, so if it's anything relating to an individual hearing, they can do so then.
Okay.
So it's James Cuff, owner, who has filed a notice of intent. The project proposes a partial demolition to replace windows. The structure is over 100 years old, according to the town assessing records, and is located at 23 Willow Street, map 10, parcel R4. So, anybody here for the applicant? Please come on forward, state your name for the record.
Where's the sign?
I don't know that we have if there is a sign-in sheet, please do so. You can bring that to the table. Thanks.
Yeah, so Jim Cuff at 23 Willow Street and Michelle Cuff.
Michelle, hello.
Thanks for coming this evening. Do you want to just give us a quick walkthrough of your application?
Yeah, and we're the homeowners, so we did our
Okay.
best to follow the form. So we've been in the house 3 years. We've loved the look and feel, loved the feel of it, and we're just looking to do replacement windows, 6/6, and their replacement, so keeping all the existing trim and everything else. The only thing that's coming off on the outside is the storms that I think were put in by a prior owner, I think through a mass save thing, we're guessing maybe 20-ish years ago.
Okay.
And there's a lot of windows, like 27 windows. And the front was done previously, so we're not doing those. It's really the 3 sides.
Okay. Bob, would you like to start?
Not yet.
Okay. Brendan?
Just a question about the windows. Are you going to be selecting the SDL, which is the simulated divided light? I know
It's got the interior
and the exterior.
and the exterior, yeah.
Okay. It'd be 6/6.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I've got.
All right. Anything else for you? No? Lynn, anything?
I'm just, I see there's, just curious, I see on these pictures, there's one window that's almost cut off on the corner of it. It's on the back side, like just a weird little view right there. Or is it there?
Yeah, that's,
Just a weird picture.
I think so, yeah, we have 2 windows up there in the rec room that kind of overlooks the garage.
Oh, okay.
but those are regular sized. I think it's just the angle.
Apologies.
Yeah, if you look, I think 2 pictures before, you can see that on the one that says 23 Willow Street driveway, west facing, showing garage.
Ah, okay, I see.
Yeah. And the small thing above that is just a gable vent. It's not a window.
So are there any windows that you are not replacing? Are you replacing all?
The ones on the front
Yeah.
were previously replaced,
Okay.
and the bottom floor on the front as well, on the left and right side of the house, were previously replaced.
So are you considering the front, the west facing?
The
No,
original
the
front?
north
So it
facing.
looks like a front door?
No,
The
No.
north facing.
Okay.
the small front, the original
Yep.
front, we call it.
And those are insert windows that are there now, right? Existing?
The ones on the front were
Yeah.
replacement windows
Mm-hmm.
with the 6x6.
Gotcha. So that's the one.
Okay. Bob, do you have any questions?
No.
All right.
Just the standard.
Paul?
No, it's on his property, and I think windows in the front are excellent, and
Thank
it'll
you.
be good to have, so it's 27, is
Ay,
it?
ay, ay,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Taking
Well,
the
it looked great
pain
when
all
you did
at
it.
once.
All right. Is there anybody in the public that has questions or comments? Seeing none, is the board ready to close the public hearing?
I'll move to close the public hearing.
So Bob's made a motion to close. It's been seconded by Paul. All those in favor of closing the public hearing?
Aye.
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion carries 5-0. So then I would entertain a motion on the application.
So moved.
So Brendan, do you want to walk through it?
Yeah,
We got to walk through the details.
yeah, motion for application case number HH2024-15. Filing date October 7, 2024. Hearing date November 26, 2024. 23 Willow Street, map 10, parcel R4. Owners and agent, James and Michelle Cuff. Recording information, 34221, page 175, year built, 1840. This is a proposed partial demolition, replacement of 27 windows. It is listed, historical significance is listed in the town historic inventory. The proposed demolition would not destroy or substantially diminish the historic value. Determination, no demolition delay period imposed. And just a little clarification on the right windows, 6/6, to add the SDL, which is the simulated divided light.
Simulated.
Divided light. And that is in their application as well, but I just wanted to clarify it.
Okay, so I just have 6/6 simulated divided light windows are to be used.
Perfect.
So we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
So motion's been made by Brendan, seconded by Paul. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion carries 5-0.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. We'll get the decision to the building department, so they'll have it.
Thank you.
Have a nice holiday.
Thank you, you do.
Oh, yeah, that's Walter Kozlowski and Cynthia.
One down.
Well, when you say west, if you're
Down,
like going up a hill?
Okay.
Walter is east of us.
Oh, so west, right next door. That's,
one half of them,
yep,
yeah.
they don't live there. They just come occasionally, so I don't really know. Okay.
The next hearing on our agenda will open up is HH 2024-16. David Crosby is the owner, has filed a notice of intent. The project proposes a partial demolition to replace a window with an entry door and replace a door with a window. The structure is over 100 years old, according to the town assessing records, and is located at 481 Depot Street, map 36, parcel B1. Hello, thanks for coming this evening.
Thank you. David
Could you
Crosby.
state your name for the record?
David Crosby, 481 Depot Street.
All right, David, could you just walk us through your application?
Sure. Recently, I'd had this property permitted through the planning board and ZBA to be converted into an apartment building. It's going to be a 4-unit building, and there's going to be a 70-unit self-storage building in the rear of the property. And as we were kind of looking at the final details of the house, it made sense to alter an area I didn't think I was going to alter before, which is replacing one window with a door and a door with a window, as you stated. The door that I'd like to replace is the front door, but in my proposition, as you can see by the plans, I'm going to keep all the architectural details of what those Greek Revival details look like. And then in the location where I want to replace a window for a door, it's for an egress door, but in lieu of that also, with the style of Greek Revival homes, they often have a secondary entrance on the left-hand side, which would fit perfectly with the Greek Revival layout.
Okay. Bob, do you want to go first?
So, I see you're, on the new one, you're putting a door to the left on.
Yep.
But what are you doing on the existing front door?
So we're gonna leave all the trim as is, put a window in there, and at the bottom would be just an AZAC panel to make it look like it was still a door. Like you wouldn't even be able to tell if you were driving by. All the pediment details and the columns are gonna stay the same. But on the back side of it, that's now gonna be a bedroom and not an entry point. And so for insulation value for the bedroom, I don't think that door would be a great keepsake.
And is that it is facing Depot, that side?
Yep.
I haven't seen this treatment.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
With the Greek Revival style there? On the front door, or?
Yeah, I mean, to put a window in the door like that?
I mean, I've seen a door blanked and they do the barn door in front of it and it's just sealed off.
Right.
But I've never seen it where you insert a window into and keep the pediment and all the trim details. I have not seen that.
Oh, yeah, let me get a picture, yeah. See again.
Is there a reason that you don't want to keep it as a second door?
Because it's gonna become a bedroom?
When you go through the door there, you go into a hall,
Correct.
and then there's a bedroom to the right,
Correct.
and so the hall would become part of the bedroom?
No, so as I stated in the beginning, this is now gonna be a 4-unit apartment building.
Oh, okay.
And so that unit is gonna be 2 bedrooms. There's gonna be a bedroom where the existing bedroom is, and that whole area is gonna become a bedroom. That main staircase comes out, and that just gets framed in to be about a 12 by 10. There's a window currently in there that will work, but like I said, for the R
So
value.
the doorway you're proposing is, I mean, that really isn't used at all, right?
It's screwed. I've lived there for almost 17 years, and the door's never been
Yeah,
used.
I mean, it's
ever.
not even an entrance
No.
outside to encourage people to go to the,
Correct.
so, but you need that just for fire purposes? Two sources of egress or ingress or whatever?
Potential egress is one reason, yes, and the
Yeah.
other would be the insulating value of the bedroom. I mean, that hallway is a little bit chilly as is. I've done a significant amount of work to that home over the years, as you may or may not know, but I have a permit that I pulled for the roof, the siding, for the windows over the last, say, 10 years. And so that one area is just an area that sometimes packages get dropped at maybe, but nobody even notices it. I mean, I put some photos here so you can
Well,
kind
the
of
only
see.
thing that I noticed is, look, it looks like it's very tight there.
It is.
I mean,
If
you
you,
can get a door in there.
hence it's a historic home, you know, like if you open that door, you're in a hallway that's right there. And there's like one of those old closets and then the staircase.
You're talking about the proposed door.
No, the
I'm
propo-
talking about the proposed.
The proposed doorway, that goes into a living room. That's going to be an entry point for an apartment.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's gonna be the main door, main access for the lower.
For that part.
Yeah, for the.
And I guess the approval of the apartments has been
Yes.
long.
Yeah, this is the last part of the permit that I need to start building them. But on that location of a door, I mean, I could have provided some photos for it, but Greek Revival wise, that's a very common location for a Greek Revival home to have that side door there.
So I can understand the 2 doors. I just think it looks, for the front door that's facing the street, which is what we are here to protect.
Sure.
It just, it looks strange to me. I could almost get behind a Dutch door where the top would swing open or swing in and the bottom would stay as a door. To me, it just looks strange with it being a window that could open and looking like a door but not being a real door.
Well, that was the idea, right? So, I have a lot of experience working with Greek Revival homes. Like, I have about 4 or 5 articles that were written about the work that I do when saving these homes. And so, this is kind of my unique take on what an architectural detail to maintain would look like. Going with your idea of a Dutch door, if that window would be the top of the Dutch door and the bottom is the locked part, that was exactly the idea that I had.
Right, I'm just saying without a doorknob and without the other things that make it look like a door, it just strikes me as a little bit, odd. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm not married to it either way. I mean, I grew up in a Cape that had 2 Dutch doors, so I'm used to seeing the doors swing open, and I could see that, but I'll defer to the rest of you, who know a heck of a lot more than I do.
I mean,
Bob?
I hate to do it, but I must just say, just make it a window without and remove all the pediment and everything.
I thought about doing that, but I thought it was going to be more of an upsell for you guys.
I know.
To be honest.
I know.
You know, like I know, like those
appreciate
homes.
that.
If
I
you go back
appreciate
and look at those homes, I mean, that's the layout, right? And so if I propose a window, it looks architecturally appropriate, but I didn't think you guys would be okay with it.
I'd almost prefer to see a dummy door than a,
Yeah, I would.
or just a fake door that looks like a door, but it's locked. I don't know. Like I said, I'll defer to you guys at this point, because I'm not.
Closed barn doors.
Yeah.
You're
one way
looking
or
to get the
another.
light in the room, correct? Ideally.
And also the egress for the room as well. It's going to be a bedroom, so I'm attempting to give that room as much light as insulation.
But you need that window for the egress for that
would
room?
be helpful. Yeah, I don't know if I have one window that will be in that room that could technically be used for egress, but that would be a bedroom with one window.
Yeah, this is an egress window, yeah. Okay.
Is there any way to fake it?
Fake what?
No.
So it looks like a door with a window?
That's what I was proposing. That's what I thought.
I mean, to me, it would look good if that was not a 6/1, but just a
Full
large. No, just a large window.
Yeah, just
And
one
then
light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then it wouldn't bother me at all.
I could do
Kinda
that
still
too.
look-
I thought about that too. I like that idea as well.
You
I
know,
totally
because
agree.
Because it looks like, it just doesn't fit as a window. but
Right.
It would still look like a door, just a different door with a big glass pane.
Yeah.
And you still have your shutter, your blinds or whatever inside.
Yeah.
So would you do that with just a casement window? Then you won't get the egress.
Well,
He doesn't-
they make casement, you could do it 2 ways. You could do it with a casement window, but they do now make egress casement windows.
Yeah, but you're only 29 inches, you need the 24 by 20, right?
I think it's, the opening of the unit has to be 22 by 24, I think.
It's 24 by 20.
24 by 20.
Mass has it different in the amendments.
Yeah.
Anyways, just double check that. And what about so if it looks like a door, and this is something for because I did a very similar application for a customer years back in Chatham. And because we blanked the door and it looked like a door, we had to put a sign saying that this is not a door for the fire department. So just, you can check with building,
Yeah.
just throwing it out there.
You need to do that
That's
in
true, though,
Chatham.
because,
Yeah.
but it's true for safety purposes, and if it's a
Yeah.
multi-unit building, they're going to assume that it's a door into a unit, so.
I'm okay as well with doing it
Yeah.
as a window and just making it 3/2 on the gable. That's a traditional Greek revival. And I don't mind taking the trim off, no big deal. I was trying to save myself a little work and figured you guys would like the detail.
No,
And,
I would like it, I just.
Yeah, but
it
you get
just-
the 6
The
over.
window, the 6/1 just doesn't look right.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was 6/6, I almost wouldn't mind it either, versus a single pane.
I like the single pane. I
do
I
too.
do like that idea.
Because you saw plenty of windows, like in Harwich Center, that was just a big glass in front.
Yeah. And that would actually look a lot like the door.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. I'm not even for the hardware or anything, just to have it, that's.
I would
Would be my
definitely,
preference.
that would be no problem.
Yeah, I think you either just do a window or like
Yeah,
just,
like a casement window or something, or if you need to open it.
Or you just do a single pane?
Or just do a single
I
pane?
mean, I can do a single pane in there. I don't necessarily need it for egress. You don't need two forms of egress from a bedroom.
Yeah.
Right, so I could do a fixed unit as Robert's proposing and make it look that way and keep the detail with the panel on the bottom. And then, for me, preference-wise, I love that.
Yeah.
You know, I did put a little bit of, I put some energy into the pediment and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so I did kind of want to keep it for that reason as well, you know?
Any other questions from the board?
Now, I'm curious, so when you go in this door now, this proposed door, you come into
Right now, it's into the living room.
into the living room, and it'll be access into this other apartment?
Now, when the project's done, you'll open that door and you'll go directly down the basement stairs into an apartment.
Okay.
So like you'll walk, like as soon as you open the door this way, there'll be a wall in front of you and you go to the basement door. Currently, the basement door is here, so I'm just gonna frame an L to close that apartment off.
And these guys, they get into their unit from the back
From
door?
from a completely different location.
Road map there, just
I've been living there a long time and I've thought about this for a long time. I put a lot of energy into that.
Last question, will the door and the window still be recessed in the jamb like a door?
Leave it exactly the way it is.
You're gonna keep like a threshold exposed? and
Yeah,
the pediment?
I'm even in the fire department's gonna probably make me do it, because I was even planning on intending leaving the piece of granite, which actually came off the railroad. The front step there's a piece of granite, and it came from the railroad up the street. I got it from my neighbor, and I put that there intentionally, even though we don't use it. It's a nice sediment, so.
Anyone in the public that has any questions, comments? Hearing none, is the board ready to close the public hearing?
So moved.
second.
All right. Lynn has made the motion, Paul has seconded. All those in favor of closing the public hearing? Hearing, any in opposition? Hearing none, motion carries. All right. Brendan, you want to try that? Or Bob,
Yeah,
which one of you would like to
motion for
try?
case number HH 2024-16, filing date October 7, 2024, hearing date November 26, 2024, property 481 Depot Street, map 36, parcel B1, owner and agent David Crosby. Recording information 31731, page 23, year built 1817. Proposed demolition of a window. I'm sorry, I'll read it. The project proposes a partial demolition to replace a window with an entry door and replace a door with a window. Historical significance is listed on the historic property inventory. The proposed demolition would not destroy or substantially diminish the historic value. Determination, no demolition delay proposed. Conditions. I guess we'll reference 10/7/24, the details of the front door and window from Pella. Well, I'm sorry, the window, well, yes, what are we gonna do? What's the, you wanna just do that? Yeah.
I always thought we were kind of leaning towards a single.
Single pane.
A single pane in the,
Single
replacing a portion of the existing door
Yeah.
with a single pane.
Yeah, so.
Window?
Yeah. And then the door proposed, the Pella door.
1 second.
That's the new door.
Correct.
That's fine.
That's fine, yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's
All right,
fantastic.
so replacing a
Thank you.
portion of the existing door with a single pane window. Trim and details to remain?
Yep.
I'll even do the split malls and I'll make it look pretty.
And then what about the new door?
New door as submitted and from Pella, dated 10/7/24.
10/7/24. All right. So Brendan has made a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Bob has seconded. All those in favor of the motion as detailed?
Aye.
Aye.
Hearing any in opposition? Hearing none, motion carries.
Thank you.
Good luck.
It is approved.
21 days or when do I?
There's really no appeal period on historic
I've
stuff.
been dealing with zoning and planning
Yeah.
for like 2.5
It's not,
years.
yeah, it's not planning, it's not a planning or a zoning decision.
All right, thank you.
So we'll get this over to the building department.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Next matter on our agenda is HH 24-17. Robert Ruddick, owner, has filed a notice of intent. The project proposes a partial demolition to the barn to replace shingles, remove old worn trim, and damaged beam. All will be replaced as original. Structure is over 100 years old according to the town assessing records and is located at 16 Oak Street, map 41, parcel C3. Good evening. Could you just state your name for the record, please?
Good evening. My name is Robert Ruddick. I live at 16 Oak Street in Harwich Center. Be 50 years in May, I might add. The side of the barn, the north side of the barn, which we're talking about, was in a pretty deteriorated condition, and the insurance company said that I had to change it, had to repair it. So I was motivated by two purposes. And the result is that I did have the shingles removed, and that exposed the sill had been eaten away by insects, and the same thing with the corner beam. So, and that's all being done through a building permit that I'm working on. So contractor intends to put up a plywood, put up a Tyvek type, and then shingle it with cedar shakes. The original the shingles that were removed were blue. I painted them 50 years ago, I think. They were green. I have no idea what color they were before that. Paul might know, but I don't. It's his house.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of domes sitting around.
Okay, so we're on
Was
17.
Doris Stone, is that the?
It's mother.
She lived in the house? Was that your mother?
Doris.
Doris, yeah, okay.
Okay, who'd like to start? Would you like to start?
I don't have any questions, I'm all for it.
All right. Lynn?
Preserving that barn is wonderful. I copied it when I just put a barn on my property.
Did you?
I like that broken back, it was something I grew up with.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, more you can do to preserve it, the better.
Yeah, well, it's a challenge, let's put it that way.
But it's gonna be
Yeah, we
like for
said-
like.
Yes.
Yeah.
No questions.
No questions?
No
No
questions.
questions? Any questions?
No.
Hearing none, are we ready to close the public hearing?
I will close the public hearing.
All right.
Or second
Bob has
it.
made the motion, Paul has seconded to close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion carries. And then we'll take a stab at the motion. Brendan, you are on a roll.
Sure.
Wanna
Motion
continue?
for case number HH 2024-17, filing date October 8th, 2024, hearing November 26th, 2024, 16 Oak Street, map 41, parcel C3-1. Owners and agent is Robert Ruddick and Jane Ruddick. Recording information 35738, page 312, year built 1855. Description of work is proposed like-for-like partial demolition of barn and replace shingles, remove old worn trim, and beam and then replace same as original. Historical significance, it is listed on the town's property inventory. The proposed demolition would not destroy or substantially diminish the historic value. Determination, no demolition delay period imposed. Conditions, none.
All right, Brendan's made a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. Brendan's made the motion. Lynn, I'll give you the second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck.
I did.
Good work.
All right, so Paul, do I read that you're the next on our agenda?
I'm on the agenda.
All right, are you representing yourself?
I'm representing myself.
Have a seat at the table.
No.
So we'll note for the minutes that Mr. Doan is recusing himself from the board for the matter and is representing himself on his application for his home.
I have an addendum. This in and I didn't.
Okay.
But this, I think, shows better what we're trying to accomplish here.
So let me call to order the hearing for HH 2024-18. Paul Doan, owner, has filed a notice of intent. The project proposes a partial demolition to expand the screened-in porch. The structure is over 100 years old, according to the town assessing records, and is located at 653 Main Street, map 40, parcel F3. So, Mr. Doan, if you could state your name for the record and sign in as an applicant as opposed to a board member.
Case in order here. My name is Paul Doan, and I own the property with my wife Helen Doan.
And you are looking to expand the screen porch. Do you want to just tell us exactly what you're doing?
What I'm attempting to ask the committee to approve is attempting to put on a extension of the porch, the screen porch that exists at this time. The house was built by Freeman Smith back in 1870. And this is actually kind of a part of the original structure, this portion of the house. What I'm attempting to do, and I show it on that assessor's information there, is to add, basically, if you look at one of the photographs here, I want to remove this garden in front because I'm tired of pulling out the weeds on it, and expand the porch out about, that's about 4 feet to the brick walk, and so it'll extend the porch 4 feet and across the front, adding about 35 or 40% more size to the porch. It would give us, we used to have a large maple tree that we lost, probably 150 years old. And one thing that did was it used to provide a great deal of shade for us, and now that's gone. And so the use of the porch has become more limited because the sun beats in there pretty well. So by extending the length of the porch outward into to the east there, it'll get more protection and ability to use the porch more during the day, and then we do occasionally have dinners out there or whatever at night, and so the extra width is the reason for it. Harry Ellis will do the work, as he's done the other work for me on the house. And that's basic. I don't even, arguably, whether it can be even noticed from the street. It's pretty sheltered back there.
Can you help me visualize? So it looks like, if I'm looking at it, you're probably coming out to what the front of the portico is on the door that's there?
Correct. And that's one reason why I thought this was a good thing to look at, because you can get the sense that there are other features of the house that stick out about that same length.
And then are you going to keep the pitch on the roof line, or are you going to flatten the pitch on the roof line?
The pitch remains the same, but because of the additional 4 feet, I'm having to raise the roof 1 foot. So if you look at this picture, the roof line will actually go up to the
window.
level where that, the height of where that flat part of the bedroom wall there is coming down. So it'll be raised 1 foot in the back
Okay.
to go 4 feet out, so the pitch remains the same.
Okay. So it'll probably end up
You-
landing somewhere about middle of the bottom portion of that window.
Correct.
If it's going up about a foot.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll maintain the cedar, of course, the cedar shingles, but also the cedar gutter will be installed there, and the same type of screen, and the door just moves out. So from the street side, looking south, let's say, you'd see one panel of the screen, and then the rest of it is pretty much the same.
All right. Bob, do you have any questions?
Yeah. It doesn't show on the new drawing, but are you maintaining the detail work on the pillar?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah.
That was my only question.
Okay. Brendan?
No questions.
Lynn?
No questions?
All right. Anyone in the public have questions? Seeing none, Chair will entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
So Lynn's made the motion. Do we have a second?
Second?
Bob has seconded. All those in favor of closing the public hearing?
Hi, sorry. Zoning out, sorry.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, the motion carries for nothing. And then, Brendan, you're on.
Sure. Motion for case number HH 202418, filing date October 11, 2024, hearing date November 26, 2024. Property 653 Main Street, map 40, parcel F3. Owner and agent is Paul Doan. Recording information is BK 3914, page 313, year built 1870. This is a proposed partial demolition. The project proposes to partially demolition and expand screen in porch. Historical significance is listed on the town property inventory. The proposed demolition would not destroy or substantially diminish the historic value. Determination, no demolition delay period imposed, and no conditions.
All right, so Brendan has made a motion. Do we have a second to that motion?
Second?
So Brendan's made the motion. Bob has seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion carries for nothing with one recusal. All right, you are all set, sir.
Thank you very much.
Come back to the table. Careful. We don't want you to break anything.
Welcome back.
I did the legal work on that matter, and I also did the architectural rendering.
I saw that, it's very well drawn.
All right, so the next item on our agenda is approval of meeting minutes from October 16th. Did everybody have a chance to look at them?
Yes.
Then the chair would entertain a motion to approve.
So approved, Madam Chair.
So Mr. Doan has made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Lynn has seconded. All those in favor of approving the meeting minutes from October 16th?
Aye.
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 Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion carries. New business. Let's postpone the hearing dates for a second. Were you here for a public comment? Yes. Would you like to address the board? I'm happy to take your comments.
Hi, my name is Mark Kelleher. I live in West Harwich. I'm here as a citizen. I'm also on the Capital Outlay Committee, which doesn't have any really direct relationship to this because of the dollar amounts of the Capital Outlay Committee. I've always been concerned about the lighting as you leave this building. It's dark, and I'm especially concerned about older people, about falling. I did experience last year when they did the construction for the handicap ramp, a woman who, I don't think she could have seen the yellow tape or the dirt road, and she walked through it. She fell down and she was crawling in the dirt. And I had to pick her up, and she did go to the hospital. She did undergo rehab, and she did say the town paid for the expenses. So there's an expense having darkness out there. Now, I brought my concerns to one of the selectmen last year, and he said that, is this the historical committee? And I make this a term in jest, the powerful historical committee, may not have let anything happen. And we had a capital outlay committee meeting this week, and although lighting improvements out back here may not rise to the level of the $50,000 break for a capital outlay committee, the facilities manager said they had some plan that could have adapted it, but the powerful historical committee may not have approved it.
So I'm going to stop you right there. We
Yeah.
don't have anything agenda to discuss further. So I'm going to reserve my comments for our next meeting when they are actually on the agenda.
Oh, okay.
We did, to my recollection, we never had a full application before us. So we will take your comments and note them and discuss them at a future meeting.
Okay. I had one suggestion. May I say it?
You're welcome to. It's not agended, so we can't discuss it
Okay.
as a board
Yeah,
and take any deliberations.
It's
So
not my intention to have you,
Yeah.
it's to bring to your attention.
Sure.
I was in the construction industry, a little bit of the electrical industry, and it may not be pretty, but one suggestion I had is to have, as I drove up on Sisson Road, you can look at examples of the fire station, how it's bathed in light, how you hit the church here, bathed in light. Even the mini mart is bathed in light. Is one example for your consideration is just 2 simple wall packs that may go out to the front of the, we're not looking, I wouldn't say you need to do the whole parking lot at this point in time, but at least the first few parking lots where most of the people enter.
So what I will say is that this is a town-owned building. The town is responsible for applications that come before us, and if an application comes before us, we consider it. So if one comes before us, it will certainly get agended.
Okay.
But we do not control the parking lot. We simply have say over the aesthetics in the historic district.
Okay.
So I will leave our comments at that.
I'll look forward to your
Thanks
next
for coming
hearing.
in.
Madam Chair, you're expecting them to come in next time?
I'm not expecting him to come in at all.
No,
If the town has an application that needs to come before us, then I'm quite certain the powers that be and the department heads understand what they need to do for permitting. So,
Perfect.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
thanks so much. So, next item on our agenda, we had open hearing dates. Just looking forward for next year.
Thanks.
Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.
All looks good to me.
I'm just looking on the dates.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see any problems.
The 21st might be difficult for me, but we can deal with that at another time.
Which day is that?
The May 21st.
Oh,
But other than that, I think everything looks fine. There may be, there might be a couple, but if some of the later dates in the year become an issue, we can move at that point.
No, doesn't look good to me.
So everybody okay with those in general?
Yep.
All right, so through the camera to Rachel, I think we're good on those hearing dates. Any updates from members? Bob, did you have anything to update?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome.
This is on the Macris research that is
Oh,
underway.
Excellent.
So let me
Excellent.
see.
I don't need one if you
No, I got plenty.
don't have enough.
So, just to back up, we did not have enough money to do all the properties that we'd hoped to do once we got into it and once we get the bids in. But we can do 96 properties out of the 200 properties. So what we want to do is select what we're going to focus on, and we had decided on Harwich Port and Harwich Center. And I have viewed these properties, we had the whole list. If you look on the second page, are all the clusters, and then all the addresses in them, all the buildings that are qualified to do research on. So I've gone through and walked and driven by a lot of these properties, and I was thinking that the best thing to do is to first attack, if you look on the first page, attack Bank Street, the whole length
That's a great
basically,
idea.
except
Yeah.
one property has been so modified, I think we'll leave it out. And then what's that?
Which property is that?
It's on the corner of Gorham and
Oh,
Bank Street,
yeah.
and it just
Yeah,
doesn't look like anything anymore.
it's not the little house anymore.
No. And that continues down just beyond
I think that's
Route
your
28.
is that your 215? I think
It's
you've marked.
250 I did mark it. When you look,
think
I
so,
have a
yep.
comment.
Yep.
Yeah, the 215 severely modified. And some were demolished that were since on the list. A couple of them.
You've got on Oak Street, 16 to 51.
Yes.
As eligible? Or
Yes, they are.
But you started, how about 16 Oak Street?
What do you mean? It's already done, probably.
Already done?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
so
No, these are only ones that are
16 to
missing.
44.
Yeah. Let's see, let me just take a
Okay.
look. Because I went up there and I could add those, it's just a few properties. It takes you up to the high school.
Yeah.
And we can add those, that's no problem.
So the
But-
one,
So the ones that are in green are the ones I'm proposing.
yeah, and the ones that are just in white, those have been done.
No, they're
No.
not going to
Just
get
the
done
Not going to get done.
until we apply for,
Okay.
Additional funding.
yeah.
This is Bob's suggestion for how we should reduce the list.
Yeah.
So what it comes down to is that I have identified 63 and we have 96 to play with. So what I was planning to do is round out Harwich Port and do Pleasant Street.
I think that makes sense.
So it's in this whole Harwich Port cluster. And then I think School Street has a couple structures that need to be done.
What about Miles Street? There's a couple on Miles
There's
Street.
some great
too.
ones on Miles.
Yeah, I wasn't going that direction until, if I have room left over, I can then do Miles Street. But
Yeah.
I figured the Pleasant, I think, is going to fill up the 96.
Because I was going to say there are a couple on Pleasant. There are quite a few on Pleasant. And I would have said less on Miles than there are on Pleasant. There are a couple of big farmhouses on.
Yeah,
On
there are a
Pleasant.
few in Miles. but pleasant, I think, just to get concentrate in the area and then work outwards, basically.
Makes sense.
What are your thoughts on the museum on Parallel, number 72? Because that's not in the district.
The museum?
Museum?
No, it is.
Yeah. Is it in the overlay? Oh, I'm sorry, it's in the overlay.
Yeah.
Never mind, scratch that.
Brooks?
Yeah,
Yeah, the Kroll Museum.
yeah, no,
Oh,
definitely.
Crow Barn.
Yeah, the Kroll, I'm sorry, the Kroll Barn, sorry.
No,
although
that's
it-
not.
No, it is in the historic district, but it's not, I don't think it's recorded anywhere because it's new.
Right, it's new, but, yeah,
It's old but new.
it's
Yeah.
old, but new.
It should be. It
Yeah,
should
they,
be.
they
It's weird.
probably should put it, even though it's relocated.
So can we add that?
Sure. Does it have a separate street number?
Wait a second, it's not,
Well, they call it 82 Parallel Street.
They do, the,
yeah, it looks like it's marked on site, but it doesn't seem like it is in the district.
Yeah, I
On
don't
the
think
map.
it is.
It's not.
I thought the district went halfway through the parking lot.
I don't think so,
Yeah.
because the house down front is supposed to be.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, you know?
Yeah, the Ford House is,
Yeah,
but behind it, it's not.
oh, okay.
I was just curious on why it was not, you know?
Well,
And
we
then the
can-
overlay
But
doesn't
we
even
need to.
have that area, so it's, yeah. I was just curious.
But we need to.
But we should document it, and I think that's a good one to do. I mean, 62 Main Street.
You know, we're not stuck to the district. Right, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no, not at all.
Right. That's great, Bob. Those are,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
awesome,
that's
Bob.
I think
Great
that's a
job.
great
Good job.
plan of attack.
That's great. Good work.
So,
I have one.
just send it for records. to
Oh,
keep
yeah.
the record.
I'll give her mine too.
Okay.
Good stuff.
So that's the list, and so that's what we'll proceed unless somebody has objection, or, and we'll add the Crow Barn to it.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting, because the Crow Barn would have been previously documented, I bet. It might be in Macris when its old location.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so, any other updates for members? I was not at CPC last meeting, so I have nothing to report. I don't know,
They
did you?
just went over the
Okay.
couple proposals.
So just a letter, I don't know if it was in your packet. Did you all see the
Yes.
letter on
Yes.
Route 28? On the sewer main design? So just for the record, for those watching, the Mass Historical Commission has addressed a letter dated October 16th to the town administrator regarding the Harwich Route 28 sewer main design from Dennis Town Line to Herring River. Staff of the Mass Historical Commission have reviewed the project notification form prepared and submitted by GHD for the project referenced above. The project notification form indicates that the project consists of a new water main within the existing roadway layouts. The PNF indicates that the project is proposed for funding by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency State Revolving Fund Program administered by the Mass Department of Environmental Protection and requires Mass Department of Transportation permit. Review of MHC's inventory of historic and archaeological assets of the Commonwealth indicates that the project is located within the West Harwich area. The MHC previously offered its staff opinion that the West Harwich area meets the National Register of Historic Places criteria for the evaluation under 36 CFR Part 60.4. Mass Historic Commission believes that the project will have no adverse effect on the West Harwich area. No further MHC review is required for the project proposed. These comments are offered to assist in compliance with Section 106 of the National Historic Preservation Act of 1966 as amended, and General Laws, Mass General Laws, Chapter 9, Sections 26-27C and 950 CMR 71. If you have questions, please contact us. And that was from Edward Bell, the Deputy State Historic Preservation Officer. So I don't believe there's any action item for us there, but good to know. And if there's nothing else, then I think we can entertain a motion to adjourn.
Just one question.
Yes.
library, brick sidewalk and trees issue. I'm getting kind of bombarded by correspondence from various sources, but is this on the agenda? Are they coming back? Speaking of town agencies that should come before us, are they coming back, or?
I don't believe we never had an application before us on the sidewalk. I would suggest we should have an application
Yeah.
before us for the sidewalk, but have never seen it, and we only agenda what comes to us, so
But it's
the chair is not keeping anything off the agenda, let's put it that way.
But it's our opinion that they should be before us.
Absolutely, it is within the district, so
And-
aesthetics are our purview from the street.
Seems to be some rumblings that the project is going ahead without our involvement.
And that, in my own personal opinion, that should not occur. The town has to comply with all the permitting requirements that our general public has to as well, so.
But if we walked down here and I saw something was happening and we brought it in, we could bring can we do that with the?
So we can send a note to administration and suggest that it hasn't come before us, and we're concerned that matters are going forward without us. And so I'm happy to do that.
So does that mean we're going to do it, or we wait?
I'm happy to do it. I will
Happy to
do it. I will do it this evening or tomorrow morning.
Perfect.
So,
Thanks, Madam
yes. Yes, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why it is not happening. I'm not sure why nothing further came to us about it. The other matter brought to us this evening, but I stand by my statement, so.
That's good.
If there's nothing else,
Nope.
Sure.
we
Happy
are adjourned.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thanks for being patient with me this evening. Thanks, Lynn.